Hi Nana. In the previous video we were learning about the physical properties. Okay, so some physical properties are left over. We will learn those physical properties and we will go with the chemical properties after learning this one. Okay, so what are different physical properties? So physical properties means the sulfuric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid, it is a colorless liquid. Okay, it does not have any smell. That means it is odorless, and also it tastes sour. Okay, sour taste because it is a acid. And also we have seen that this acid it will stick to the glass container, and it is very dense and dense and oily liquid or also syrupy liquid. Okay, and also we learned that it is a hygroscopic in nature. Now we will learn some more physical properties. Density. So if you see the density of sulfuric acid, every centimeter 1 centimeter cube, every 1 centimeter cube of sulfuric acid, so it weighs 1.85 grams. Every 1 centimeter cube of sulfuric acid, okay, this much liquid, the weight of this liquid is 1.85 grams. That means what is the density? Density of this concentrated sulfuric acid. The density of concentrated sulfuric acid, it is 1.85 gram per centimeter cube. Okay, 1.85 gram per centimeter cube is the density of the pure concentrated sulfuric acid. So the pure concentrated sulfuric acid has the density of 1.85 gram per centimeter cube. And next physical properties. So this concentrated sulfuric acid, it forms a constant boiling mixture. It forms constant, which one? Concentrated sulfuric acid. It forms constant boiling mixture. Constant boiling. It forms a constant boiling mixture. Actually, suppose dilute sulfuric acid, if you take dilute sulfuric acid, so this dilute sulfuric acid can be converted into concentrated sulfuric acid. Dilute sulfuric acid can be converted into concentrated sulfuric acid. How? Simply upon heating the mixture. By boiling, if you boil this one, what happens? If you boil, the water will it will lose the water by either by boiling or else by distillation. Either boiling or by distillation. Either boiling or by distillation. Either boiling or by distillation, the dilute sulfuric acid can be converted into concentrated sulfuric acid. See what happens during this one. Suppose if I take dilute sulfuric acid into a round bottom flask, okay, and I've connected a condenser to this one. Condenser. Okay, now this pipe, it is allowed to pass into another container. So now this is what? This is dilute sulfuric acid. I have started heating this one. I have started heating this dilute sulfuric acid. What is this one? This is called as condenser. So in the condenser, what happens? So this condenser, it is surrounded by cooling water pipe. So cool water will enter into here. Cool water will enter into here, and finally hot water will come out. Hot water will come out. Okay, so that that means the condenser, it is surrounded by a pipe. Okay, which in which water is circulated. So now upon heating this dilute sulfuric acid, what happens? So as this dilute sulfuric acid contains water, okay, so slowly that water will evaporate. Slowly that water will evaporate, because this concentrated sulfuric acid, so it the sulfuric acid, the boiling point of sulfuric acid is 338 degrees centigrade. Okay, the boiling point of sulfuric acid is 338. That means if you heat sulfuric acid only to this temperature, then only it will boil, otherwise it won't boil. So now if you take a dilute sulfuric acid and if you start heating, so generally at 100 degrees centigrade, what happens? The water which is present here in this dilute sulfuric acid, it will start evaporating, because water boiling point is 100 only, whereas sulfuric acid present in this one, its boiling point is 338 degrees centigrade. Slowly, that means initially water will evaporate. So as water is removed from this one in the form of vapor, so what happens? The concentration of this acid will slowly increases. So that means dilute sulfuric acid will slowly converted into concentrated sulfuric acid. So as large amount of water is lost, so the concentration of dilute sulfuric acid will gradually increases, and finally what happens? So the dilution, the dilute sulfuric acid will slowly convert into concentrated sulfuric acid, and it will finally convert into a concentration of 98.5% sulfuric acid. Okay, dilute sulfuric acid will convert into concentrated sulfuric acid of which percentage? 98.5%. 98.5% concentrated sulfuric acid will finally form. And beyond this one, so that means 100% concentrated sulfuric acid cannot be obtained. So this is not obtained. So up to which concentration we can prepare from dilute sulfuric acid? We can prepare only up to 98.5% concentrated sulfuric acid only, and beyond that it does not. Beyond that the concentration does not increases. What is the reason? Because when this solution reaches to concentration of this much, 98.5% concentration, slowly what happens? When this solution reaches to this percentage, slowly even sulfuric acid also will start evaporating. Along with water, both sulfuric acid and water will evaporate. Okay, so both concentrated sulfuric acid, both sulfuric acid and water will evaporate and forms what? Constant boiling mixture. Constant boiling mixture. What is the meaning of constant boiling mixture? A mixture which boils without any change in the composition. A mixture which boils without any change in the composition. What is the meaning of this one? That means initially we have started from a dilute sulfuric acid, slowly water is removed in the form of vapor, and finally so the amount of water is reduced in this acid, so that the concentration of the acid is increased slowly. So finally the concentration of this acid, it will reach to 98.5%. Now at this concentration, at the concentration of 98.5%, okay, at this concentration, so now this acid is having some amount of water also in it. Okay, because it is not 100% concentrated. As it is not 100% concentrated means it is having some little amount of water. How much amount of water? It is having 1.5% of water is left over. Okay, now after reaching to this concentration, if you still heat this one, what happens? So at this concentration, so the now the water is present, little amount of water is present, and this much amount of acid is present. So now this concentration, this concentration is called as constant boiling mixture. Why? Because that mixture will boil without any change in the composition. So that means what happens, if you still heat this one, if you still boil this one, what happens, both acid and water will enter into the vapor state. Both acid and water will enter into the vapor state, so that even in the vapor state also the concentration of acid and the concentration of water will be in the same composition. In the liquid state, the concentration of acid is this much and the water percentage is this much, and even in the vapor state also the concentration, the percentage of acid is this much and percentage of vapor is percentage of water is this much. So that means there is no change, without any change in the composition. So there is no change in the composition. So in the liquid state also the composition is this much, and even in the vapor state also the composition is this much. So such a type of liquid is said to be constant boiling liquid or else constant boiling mixture. Okay, so like this. So sulfuric acid, it forms sulfuric acid always forms constant boiling mixture at which percentage? At 98.5 percentage. So this percentage is important, because dilute sulfuric acid can form constant boiling mixture only when it reaches to this percentage. So below this percentage it is called as simply dilute sulfuric acid. Okay, so but when it reaches to this percentage, so now it forms a constant boiling mixture. Okay, so and now this constant boiling mixture, so now it will boil when that means by the time it forms this concentration, the temperature of this will be around 338 degrees centigrade, because now sulfuric acid also is entering into that it is entering into the vapor state. So when does the sulfuric acid will enter into vapor state? When that sulfuric acid is heated to 338 degrees centigrade, it will start entering into the vapor state. So that means this sulfuric acid, by the time it forms into 98.5 percentage concentrated sulfuric acid, the temperature this liquid will be 338 degrees centigrade, because as it is boiling point of sulfuric acid, so then that sulfuric acid also will start boiling and will convert into vapor. So here the thing is, the percentage of concentrated sulfuric acid and water in the liquid is almost it is same as the percentage of concentration of sulfuric acid and water in the vapor state also. So that means there is no change in the composition of the liquid state or else in the vapor state of the mixture. Okay, such mixture is said to be constant boiling mixture. Okay, I hope you understood. Right. Constant boiling mixture is it is a mixture which does not change its composition even if it enters into vapor state. Okay, so like this. So this is one of the physical property. So it forms what? Concentrated sulfuric acid, it forms a constant boiling mixture. So this is also can be studied under physical property of sulfuric acid. And the next physical property is boiling point. See, already we have learned boiling point. What is the boiling point of sulfuric acid? The boiling point of sulfuric acid is 338 degree centigrade. That means sulfuric acid will boil at 338 degrees centigrade. Okay, next physical property is freezing point. Freezing point. So that means the sulfuric acid, that liquid, it will convert into crystals when it is cooled. When it is cooled to minus 10.4 degrees centigrade. When the sulfuric acid is cooled to minus 10.4 degrees centigrade, what happens? So that colorless liquid will convert into colorless crystals. Colorless crystals are formed from that sulfuric acid. When the sulfuric acid is cooled to this temperature. Hence, this temperature is said to be the freezing point or else freezing temperature of sulfuric acid. Okay, next physical property is electrical conductance, electrical conduction, electrical conduction. See, if you speak about electrical conduction, so here concentrated sulfuric acid, it does not conduct electricity. It's a non-conductor. It does not conduct electricity. It's a non-conductor. Which one? Concentrated sulfuric acid is a non-conductor. But dilute sulfuric acid, dilute sulfuric acid, it will conduct electricity. It's a conductor, conducts electricity. It will conduct electricity. Conduct electricity. Which one? Dilute sulfuric acid will conduct electricity, because dilute sulfuric acid contains water. So when water is present, so it will form into ions. When ions are present, then it will conduct electricity. So that means dilute sulfuric acid will form ions, but concentrated sulfuric acid does not contain any ions. Hence, concentrated sulfuric acid does not conduct electricity, but dilute sulfuric acid will conduct electricity. Next, physiological nature. Next physical property is physiological nature. That means how it affects the living organisms. Physiological nature means how it will affect the biology or else living organisms. So physiological nature. Physiological nature of sulfuric acid. See, sulfuric acid, it is a corrosive liquid. It is a corrosive liquid. It's a corrosive liquid. That means it forms a painful blisters when it falls on the skin. Okay, when sulfuric acid falls on the skin, it is as it is highly corrosive liquid. What happens? It will char the skin. Charring. Char means it will remove the water molecules from the skin, so that the skin will become charred. It will become black colored. Skin is formed at the portion where the sulfuric acid is formed on the skin, because here what happens, all the water is removed from that area, because concentrated sulfuric acid, it is highly hygroscopic, okay, and it is a dehydrating agent. So what happens, it will remove the water molecules from the skin. So finally what happens, the skin will become it forms a painful blisters, and it will be charred. Okay, that process is said to be charring of the skin. Okay, sulfuric acid, it is a charring agent. That means it removes water. And finally, black colored spot or else black colored skin is left over. Okay, where the sulfuric acid is formed on the skin. Right. Next, if you see another physical property known as solubility. Sulfuric acid is highly soluble in water. As it is highly soluble in water, it can dissolve in any amount of water. It is soluble in water in all proportions. Okay, it is soluble in water in all proportion, almost. Okay, almost solubility. So if you take any amount of water and add sulfuric acid, it will dissolve in it. That means sulfuric acid is soluble in all proportions. Sulfuric acid is soluble in all proportions. Sulfuric acid is soluble in all proportions. Next, how to prepare or else how to dilute a concentrated sulfuric acid, we will learn. dilution. Dilution is also another property. Okay, so we will learn about the dilution. Before learning the chemical properties, okay, before going to learn chemical properties of sulfuric acid, we learn dilution. Dilution of sulfuric acid. That means how dilute sulfuric acid can be prepared from concentrated sulfuric acid. So from concentrated sulfuric acid, dilution of concentrated sulfuric acid. Remember that generally when a sulfuric acid or else any acid will come into contact with water, when any acid comes into contact with the water, what happens? So a type of reaction takes place, so that finally what happens, where the area, the area of contact where that acid is come into contact with water, so at that area large amount of heat is released suddenly. Large amount of heat is released suddenly, all of a sudden. So this is important thing one should know. Okay, so what is the meaning of dilution? Dilution means addition of water. So that means when concentrated sulfuric acid is added to water, then that concentrated sulfuric acid will convert into dilute sulfuric acid. So dilution can be done with the help of water. If you add water, then that acid will become dilute acid. Okay. So if you add more water, then it will become more dilute acid. If you add less water, it will become less dilute acid. Okay. Then how to add water into sulfuric acid? That is most important, into concentrated sulfuric acid. Suppose, remember, there are two cases. So in one case, I have taken water. In a container, in a beaker or else in any container, and in another case, I have taken concentrated sulfuric acid. So what is this one? This is concentrated sulfuric acid. And what is this one? This is water. Suppose if I add acid, acid into this water, if I add concentrated sulfuric acid into this water, what happens? So the area where the acid come into contact with water, so large amount of heat is liberated. So in this area, large amount of heat is liberated. Large amount of heat is released suddenly. So what happens? This water, the speciality of this water is it has high specific heat capacity. Water has high specific heat capacity. What is the meaning of high specific heat capacity? That means that water can absorb large amount of heat. Okay, before it converts into vapor, this water will convert. It has ability to absorb large amount of heat. Okay, before converting into vapor or else before converting into steam, so this water, only after absorbing large amount of heat only it will convert into vapor or else it will convert into steam. Okay, so that is that is the meaning of high specific heat capacity. So that means it will absorb large amount of heat. It has the ability to absorb large amount of heat before converting into steam, or else to convert into steam it will absorb large amount of heat. So now when I add concentrated sulfuric acid into this one, so that water has large absorbing capacity, what happens? Slowly the heat which is released here, it will be absorbed into the water and it will be dissipated. That means it will be distributed throughout the water. The heat is dissipated. The heat is dissipated or else distributed throughout the water, so that what happened? The water will be slowly heated up. Finally, this water will finally convert into dilute acid. So slowly, during the addition of this sulfuric acid, it is better to stir this one, stirring. Okay, with the help of glass rod, we have to stir it. Stirrer means a glass rod which is used to stir this solution. Right. So this is one way of dilution. So this is the correct way of dilution. Another way of dilution is take a concentrated sulfuric acid in a container and add water into this one. Add water into this one. What happens? So at the area of contact of acid and water, large amount of heat is released. Suddenly, large amount of heat is released. But this concentrated sulfuric acid, it has low specific heat capacity. Low specific heat capacity. Okay, so what happens? So at the spot where the heat is released, so from that spot, the heat, it should be distributed throughout the acid. But here that acid, it is not having the capacity to take that heat into it, like how water is taking it. So what happens? As a result of this one, as the heat is not taken by the acid, so the heat will remain here only. Large amount of heat which is liberated here, it will remain there only. So that what happens? The first drop of added water will immediately convert into steam. Within no time, it will immediately convert into steam. Okay. It will immediately convert into steam. Here, will the water convert into steam? No. But here, that water immediately will convert into steam, suddenly. So as it is suddenly converted into steam, what happens? Some amount of acid will spill out. Some amount of acid will spurt out. Okay, that acid, some amount of the acid will spurt out, or else some amount of acid will spill out, causing serious injuries, burns. So suppose a person which is handling this experiment, so this acid will spill onto that person. The acid will spill onto the hand or else the skin of that person, so that person will get burning injuries, serious burning injuries that person will suffer from. So that means here what we have to do, we should not add water to the acid. If you add water to the acid, what happens? So there will be a spurting, or else there will be spilling out of the acid. Spurt or spill of the acid. That means acid will come out. Okay, but here in this case, acid does not come out, so it will remain in the container only. So that means, so in this way we should not dilute the acid. Always while diluting the acid, we have to add acid to the water, but don't add water to the acid. We should not add, at any cost, we should not add water to the acid. So this is the wrong method of dilution, and this is the right method of dilution. So remember that while diluting an acid, so always we have to add acid to water, but we should not add water to acid. Why should not we add water to acid? Because that acid is having low specific heat capacity, so that acid cannot absorb the heat, okay, into it, so that the heat is left over there only in that spot where that heat is formed. So at that spot there is large accumulation of heat, so that the water which is entered into this one, the first drop of water, immediately it will convert into steam. So as it is converted into steam, what happens? So immediately that the acid which is present here, it will spill out, it will come out, it will be thrown out from the vessel in the form of a few drops. So that process is known as spurting or else spilling of the acid. Finally what happened? That acid will come out, it will be spurted, and finally it causes damage to the person, or else it may cause accidents. So in this way, dilution of acid can concentrated sulfuric acid can be learned. Okay. So now what is left over? So these are the physical properties about this sulfuric acid, and we will learn about the chemical properties in the next video. Okay, bye Nana.